In lesson 2-8, we're going to be dividing integers. We're going to be following the same rules as multiplying. So just kind of a little practice here. It says, will the following product be positive or negative? How can you determine this without a calculator? Well, let's just count our negatives. So we have negative 1, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. That's an odd number. There are 5 negatives. So therefore, our answer, my product, will be negative. Product means to multiply. All right, so when we're looking at a problem like this, the first thing to do is just to figure out, okay, is my answer going to be positive or negative? Once you determine that, then we can just throw all these numbers in a calculator. Don't even worry about the negatives. Just go 3 times 7 times 2 times 45, etc., all the way to the end. And then you already know your answer is going to be negative, so you just put the negative symbol in front. All right, so now dividing, it's the same rules as multiplying. If there's an odd number of negatives, we'll have a negative product. Or quotient. If there's an even number of negative factors, we'll have a positive product or quotient. Okay, the word quotient is the word that we use for division. Okay, product is multiplication. All right. So when we are dividing a positive by a negative, there's only one, so we will have a negative. Okay, we're dividing a negative by a positive, there's only one, so we'll have a negative, all right? So if we were to look at both of these, all right, we have a negative right here, so I know this answer is going to be negative 4, okay? Again, if we do this in our homework, you're going to copy this out of the book onto your paper, and then you're going to write your answer, okay? So this one, I'll just do that. We're going to do 51 divided by negative 3. Okay, the reason I'm putting in parentheses is just to keep my two symbols away from each other. Now I see I have a negative right there, so my answer will be negative, okay? And if I divide by 3, okay, it can go into 5 once. All right, I'm going to have 2 left over. Bring the 1 down. 3 goes into 21 7 times. And we already said the answer is going to be negative, so negative 17 is my quotient. All right, so here I have a negative and a positive. Let's go ahead and do it like we were going to do homework. We're going to copy negative 121 over 11. All right, I have a negative right there, so I know the answer is going to be negative 11. Okay, you can go ahead and throw 121 divided by 11 in your calculator, but when you do that in your calculator, don't even worry about typing in the negative because you already know it's going to be negative. All right, same thing here. We're going to write 45 divided by negative 9. Okay, again, we have a negative sign right there, so I know my answer is going to be negative 5. All right, so there's only one, so my answer is going to be negative. Now, of course, if we divide with the same sign, our answer is going to be positive. So here we have a positive and a positive, so our answer is positive. Here we have a negative and another negative, so that's 2, so we're going to have a positive answer. All right, so again, negative 12 divided by negative 2. All right, that's a negative, that's 2 of them, so just do 12 divided by 2 is 6, and there's your answer. Okay, so we have negative 24 divided by negative 8. All right, we have a negative and a negative, so that's going to be a positive. All right, 24 divided by 8 is 3, so that's my answer. All right, algebra, we just got to do some substitution here. I'm going to copy this down. We'll go negative 18 divided by x. All right, then we need to substitute. So the next step, we'll do negative 18 divided by negative 2. Okay, if we look, we have a negative here and here, so that's 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, so since you have 2 negatives, we're going to have a positive quotient. All right, I'll copy this one down as well. We'll do 12 minus negative. Now you have your f. Your f is 36, so we're going to put 36 right there. All right, and we're going to divide by negative, and g is actually negative 6. We're actually going to put the negative 6 inside parentheses because it actually says negative g. Okay, so negative, and g is negative 6. So here it was negative f, but we put negative, and f is a positive 36, so I didn't put that inside parentheses. I just wrote 36 down. You could, however, write a parentheses right there, so that way we have negative 36. okay? Now, what I see here is I see an uh-oh right here, and I see an uh-oh right here. So let's rewrite this as 12 plus 36 all over 6. All right, and then you have to do your numerator first, so we're going to get 48 over 6, and 48 divided by 6. These are both positive now, so the answer is just 8. All right, so it's kind of how that works. You got that uh-oh right here. Now don't fix your uh-oh with the original problem. After you substitute, then worry about it. So we had one here, and then here I have two negatives right next to each other, an oh and an oh. Okay, then you can fix them to make addition for both of those. Okay, so you can find an object's acceleration with the expression sf minus ss divided by t. So that's like the final speed and the starting speed. So f is final speed, s is starting speed. So I'm going to copy that down and say f minus s divided by t, which stands for time. Okay, so if a car was traveling at 80 feet per second, and after 10 seconds is traveling at 40 feet per second, what was its acceleration? So let's figure this out here. So it starts at 80 feet per second. So I'm going to put 80 minus, and then after 10 seconds, so that's my time, okay, 10 seconds, it's traveling at 40 feet per second. So this is after 10 seconds, so that's my final speed. So actually, you know what? I need to flip these around, because I noticed I did that incorrectly. Okay, we look here, it says final speed needs to come first, so that means 40 is first, and 80 is the starting speed. Okay, starting speed, 80 needs to come second. So if we change this to, I have 40 and 80, we're going to get 40 on top and 10 on the bottom. Now, I have a negative right here. This is a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. The zeros will cancel, and I'll be left with 4. Okay, negative 4 feet per second, FPS. Okay, now how can you have a negative acceleration? It sounds kind of funny, but if you have a negative acceleration, that means you're slowing down. You're actually decelerating, but they still call it a negative acceleration is the same as a deceleration. So we have a 4 foot per second deceleration, or a negative 4 foot per second acceleration. Okay, so that's kind of the difference there. Just make sure you get them in the right order. If it says F, that means final, and our final was the 40. Okay. All right, so this is kind of a summary here. When we are adding integers, same sign, you add the absolute values and you keep the sign. Different sign, you find the difference, and the one with the greater absolute value keeps the sign. When you're subtracting, you add the opposite. We're going to say I have and I own. Multiplying and dividing, okay, that's talking about counting them. If you have an even number, it's positive, odd number, it's negative. Now, the word mean, okay, if you remember, mean also means like average. Okay, you find the sum, you add all the data, and then you divide by the number of items in the data set. So you add all the data and then divide by how many there are. So you're going to have a problem in your homework tonight talking about mean, so make sure that you take a look at that and have that available to you. All right, be sure to check Moodle for your homework.